Welcome to League is Life. It's your boy, Captain Cody.
And your heart and soul for Demacia, Josh.
And today we'll be going over patch 8.4, just released. Ton of changes to champions, new items, and your favorite Baron buffs, Elder buffs. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is items. And the first is Lost Chapter. The cost of Lost Chapter is 200 more gold, but what you get is 10% CDR. I think that's a good bang for your buck since every mid laner pretty much gets it.
Luden's Echo now lost its movement speed buff, but you're getting mana now, and you're getting cooldown reduction. So it's an overall more usable item, but has less of that damage that we were looking for in the last patches.
Hex Tech GLP 800. That's a mouthful. I don't know anybody who builds this, but it gives you more mana, less health. That seems stupid already because mages don't even need that much mana later on in game. And there's no mana restore, so who would get that early? It slows less, and the missile speed is greater, so it's going to take longer for it to hit your opponents. I think that's a nerf. I don't know who buys it. It's useless.
Leandri's Torment no longer does percentage of your current health. It now does max 1% of your max health. And it no longer does flat penetration. It does increase damage over time. Their change was to make it less of a universal item and more of a tank killer specific damage over time item.
That scales. It goes up to 10%. That is crazy damage. Archangel Staff, you're getting 30 less AP for 100 more gold, but the difference is you get a 10% cooldown, and if I'm reading this right, it might be a 20% cooldown. I'm not sure how they label this, but I think it's a trade-off with you get more cooldown for less AP.
Morello Onacon? The Switch Army Knife of AP is now being nerfed a bit to give its own unique place. You now don't get the cooldown reduction or the extra mana. Now you only get 300 extra health, and you inflict serious grievous wounds, similar to an executioner, just really culling, right? You get 3 seconds grievous wounds, so that's game over for all the Vlad players out there.
I think this is a good thing because you don't have to wait for your opponents to be under 35% health now to inflict grievous wounds. Oblivion Orb. So I think this is the replacement for the Haunting Guys Leandri's Mask thing, because this is the item that gives you 15 flat magic penetration, and it's only 1500 gold. It gives you 25 AP and health. I think that's a steal. That's a rush item for a lot of people. I think any lane, if you want to go that
Total
cheese
cost.
Vel'Koz, 1500 gold, you get that in under 10 minutes. You got 15 magic pen. That's like what? The people that you killing in bot lane now has like 15 MR, 20 MR.
It's a snowball item. You're going to get on the Katarinas. That's it. Twin Shadows is back from the graveyard. Now, replacing your, Frost Queen's Claim active to now shoot in Twin Shadows. It's a pretty cheap item, 2,400 gold, gives you 10% cooldown reduction and 7% move speed. So now it's the new move speed item. I don't see it I think it's more for a support item, but give it time and you'll see it abused in the mid lane soon enough.
Rabadon's Death Cap, now you're getting a 40% increase on your AP. So if you make it to the late game, if you were a killer before, you're going to be an extra killer now.
And it's 200 gold less. Champions.
Alright, so top lane, we have a bunch of changes. We want to talk about the Dariuses, the Gangplanks, the Gnars. Alright, so Darius. If anybody who's a top laner out there, you 2 levels up, you 3 kills ahead, this man comes at you, hits his combo, you're dead. You're dead. And this guy's like, yo, we need buffs for him. Let's reduce his cooldown to increase his early game. Not only that, let's do more percentage of his AD. Not only that, let's add more armor pen to this guy. Now you're going to be 5 levels up, 5 kills ahead. He's still going to find the way to kill you. I'm done with this one.
So, Gangplank is finally getting his much needed nerf. Not because he's too oppressive. It's because you can never touch him. He removes he debuffs, right? He removes debuffs and he can poke you until sun goes down, right? Finally, they're reducing his ability to kite you, basically, by the mana on his Q now starts at 60 and decreases down to 40 as opposed to 40 at all ranks. And his powder kegs now stay out for only 25 seconds rather than 60 seconds, giving you much more time to counterplay.
We know this one because he gets picked all the time in the LCS and in any league play. Gnar. Now, his late game is going to be nerfed a bit with getting less cooldown reduction on his boomerang throw, but this doesn't affect his early game at all, where people do have trouble killing him. Like, he just hops away, he slows you, he hits you 3 times and gets a movement boost. Like, that's a kiting master. The only way I can see people beating him is you gotta, like, CC him and hope to kill him in the all-in, or you just gotta bait him to use his hop and beg for ganks.
Mid lane. First up, Zoe. The tiers of all the fallen in mid lane have finally been answered in the form of these Zoe nerfs. Zoe has gotten touched all over her kit. Probably not putting her to bed yet, but something close to it. Alright, so the passive's ability power scaling has increased by something like, let's say, 5%. But the Paddle Star can only apply the passive once now, rather than being able to apply it constantly. Spell Thief no longer drops Teleport, which I think was a much needed change, so she can't have a global impact along with her crazy poke range. And her E no longer, she can't constantly E and put people to sleep for 2 seconds at a time. The cooldown reduction passive of that ability has been removed entirely, and now just scales normally with ranks.
Zed, the ninja assassin, the most annoying champion.
You got bad news for those Jins out there.
Yep, if you thought he killed you once in a team fight, he can probably kill you multiple times now. Now that his R at level 3 is reduced to 60 seconds, that means in a prolonged team fight, he's going in and out, wham! In and out, wham! No mana, no problem. Just keep me alive, guys, for 60 seconds, and I'll be killing people twice. You know, and this is a tank meta, right? So prolonged fights, no problem. Yo, Swain. He's a fairly new champion. You know, the rework makes him completely different, and I would agree that he seems weaker than the other one, right? Because this W, before, it used to stun if you can hit it, but now we have this crazy W, which takes like 3 seconds to hit somebody. So I think they want to let users spam it more, so they're lowering the mana cost. And also on its R, it doesn't seem too powerful because you can still die, and the birds don't seem to do that many damage. So they're gonna increase his healing slightly by like 5, but that's significant for each soul he gets.
Bot lane. Tristana finally gets touched, being super oppressive in the bot lane.
Picked in every single game.
Yes, just unkillable and hyper carrying. One of those issues where when you finally get on her, you jump on her, you got through all the Janna shields and the knockups. She then hits R, blasts you back, resets, then starts jumping around the map again. The cooldown on her R has been increased to give us a lot more opportunities to get in them cheeks.
And let's not forget about Twitch. This is the complete opposite of Tristana. She has self-peel, she has a jump. Twitch has none of that. But when he gets out of the invisibilities, he's blasting you with like 800 range. You're not touching him because you're dead before you get to him. So they're just lowering the base damage on his Contaminate to make him a little nerfier.
Alright, now support changes. Volibear. There's a reason why we put him in support, because this is not going to help him jungle at all. They added a small knockup to his roar. His Rolling Thunder now has bonus movement speed, correct me if I'm wrong. And then his Frenzy Bite does more damage. This is not going to change him aggressively. It's just going to take him. People are now going to remember he's in the game, but it's not going to make him effective in any chance. Like I rather play who's useless. I rather play tank, Lulu, jungle. That's
jungle.
Baron and Elder. They just lost. Someone lost a 50-minute game at Riot and was like, no more. Like, this ends. There's not going to be a single game that lasts longer than 44 minutes. The 40-minute Baron has been buffed. Your first Baron is around the same buffs as it was in 8.3, but now in 8.4, at 40 minutes, your Baron now provides 48% more attack damage. Sorry, not percent. 48 more attack damage and 80 more ability power. That means at 40 minutes, if Veigar gets Baron, you lost the game. That's it. That's your only objective. Veigar gets Baron, it's game over.
And it's not only a game of champions, it's a game of objectives. So your minions are even getting buffed now. So to put it in perspective, it's going to be even easier to siege, because I think the problem was a lot of times people could stop the Baron sieging because if they have good wave clear, they can just clear out the minions and it wasn't that big of a deal. You might lose a turret, but now I think with this buff, you'll be seeing a lot more turrets and inhibs being lost with the initial Baron push. And not only that, we have more action going on because people are going to have to defend Baron for sure now. Yeah. Like before, yes, it was like game changing where people can come back, but now it's going to be even more so. So definitely more wards around Baron, more pink wards, more everything on the top side of the map. So Elder Dragon, now we're going to see more Elder Dragon play because the respawn is going to be taken from 10 minutes to 8 minutes. And the first buff is kind of like Baron's, more or less the same. But the second time you get a buff, it's crazy. You're getting like double the stats.
Just throw everything out the window that you thought before. Continue.
Yeah. Instead of lasting like 2.5 minutes, it's going to last 5 minutes almost. And you taking this burn damage from 45 to 90, like, I just saw that Nami 1 versus 1 of Varus with burn damage. I don't want to see that Nami 1 versus 1 of Varus with double the burn damage anymore.
Crazy. Like, and double the burn damage is not even base. Base on Dragon 1 is 45. Base on Elder Dragon 2 is 135. So you're already taking a ridiculous amount of damage. Then plus 90 for every dragon. You have 3 dragons, and you're talking like I don't know why you have tank stats because you're just going to be melting nonstop. It's like if they get stuck in Elder, sell all your tank and go straight for damage. I don't care who you are. If you're Maokai, you buy death caps.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this patch 8.4 video. If you guys want to watch more videos, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite change in this patch and your least favorite change in this patch.
And hit us up on Instagram __islife, where you can see some funny videos and some good plays.
And we'll see you guys in the next video next week.